So hello and welcome to today's episode of Bully Facts. I cannot think of a better name for this series as of yet. Anyway, today we're going to be covering all the mission facts and trivia about the mission Comic Klepto. So let's begin. And as you can guess, this is going to be a mixture of general trivia, cut content and more. So Comic Klepto was supposed to be one of the introductory missions of Chapter 2 instead of being relegated to being unlocked after the Nerd Challenge. Rather strangely, as you begin chasing Konstantinos, the game throws up an info box telling you how to attack on a bike, which by this point in the game is completely useless, since without modding of course you can only access this mission as early as Chapter 3, further proving this mission's original role. This is one of the very few times in Bully where a dedicated enemy has a health bar appear like an ally does. This is the only time in Bully where a character's name is not their original name. For this mission, Konstantinos' name is changed to Klepto. The mission time limit is extremely generous. Because of how slow Konstantinos is, many people don't know the route he takes, nor how long the mission needs for you to fail it. The mission time limit is around 5 minutes, and the route he takes is what you're seeing on screen now, albeit sped up substantially because it really is that slow. For a really odd and ironic reason, if you let him escape into the school at that snail speed, he suddenly picks up an incredible speed, and it's hard to keep up with him, even though the mission's just failed. I don't know the reason for this. In the mission cutscene, for whatever reason, the eyebrows on Konstantinos seem to be bugged somewhat. I mean, just take a look for yourself. This is also the only mission in the entire game where Zack appears outside of the comic book store. The definition of the word klepto is a shortened version of the word kleptomania or kleptomaniac, which is a psychological condition where someone has a strong impulse to steal for little to no reason. It's a little bit different from regular theft. Regular theft is often done to benefit oneself. You know, somebody might steal some food so they can have something to eat for free, or they might steal, say, a phone to try and sell it off for parts and get some money. But kleptomaniacs do not steal for personal or financial gain, they just do it because the urge is too strong and it doesn't matter what the item is. It could be a box of tissues and a kleptomaniac will steal it. Now Konstantinos himself might be a kleptomaniac. If you remember the first time Jimmy meets him, it's in the mission This Is Your School, and it's to retrieve Eunice's chocolates which he stole off her, and of course this mission is him stealing comics. Another reason why the mission is called Comic Klepto is because it probably sounds a bit more interesting than comic thief or comic theft. As soon as the mission begins, Jimmy inexplicably starts on a bike even if he wasn't riding one before, which doesn't match up with the cutscene where Konstantinos runs off and so does Jimmy. Even though Zack spends all the mission just standing outside the comic store, if you head in the store, by the back or by the front, he's still there manning the register. Likely an oversight since Rockstar probably didn't anticipate anybody going back into the store. The mission can be beaten before Konstantinos even takes the first turn if you're quick enough. As soon as the mission starts, hop off the bike and fire at Konstantinos with a spud gun or super slingshot. He will likely fall off once, fire again and he's down. It can be done in less than 20 seconds if you're really quick about it. Konstantinos keeps up a small recurring role of having clashes with Jimmy throughout the game. The first one being This Is Your School, with the chocolates of course, nice outfit in Chapter 4 where Jimmy and him have a fight over the mascot outfit, and here. If you include minigames, then he's also the target for Jimmy during the penalty shots minigame, and the brunt of Jimmy's insults after he passes English class. The soundtrack that plays in the mission is also a part of the official soundtrack release on CD and some streaming services. Many people point out that in the cutscene Zack says he'll give Jimmy $5, but instead gives him $30, but if you listen carefully he says $5 and some comics, likely meaning he was going to give Jimmy about $30 worth of comics. Now, for the next part of the video, I'm just going to say I went back to modded Bully for these next few facts, that's why the game suddenly looks different, but the following facts did not result in mods excluding one. If you throw Konstantinos off his bike and steal it, he won't do anything. He won't try and take it back off Jimmy or assault him, but if you get off the bike he will try to get back on. But if you take his bike and ride down the street with it, then get off it, he'll just stand there and do absolutely nothing, meaning it's entirely possible you can get him knocked out by somebody else. On some occasions when the mission starts and Konstantinos throws his firecracker down, he might end up hitting an adult and get chased by police. So then all you have to do is knock him off the bike and the mission is done. The police will do the rest. Zack doesn't react to anything or anyone during the mission because he just doesn't move. So if you get him hit with a stink bomb or firecracker, he won't chase or get aggressive to the NPC who did it. However, if the NPC goes really close to him, and I'm talking like right next to him, then he will likely grab them like other adults do. It is possible for Zack to get knocked out, but regardless of how it happens, you unsurprisingly fail. But the mission will always claim you attacked him even if you got a townie to finish the job. Like here, I use a super mod to set his health to 6, Hal finishes him off with a firecracker, but yeah, mission failed because I attacked him. And finally, the comic book that Konstantinos stole is called Death Robo, which is also seen on the interior of the comic book store. And those, I believe, are all the facts and mission trivia I could find out about Comic Klepto. I hope you enjoyed this kind of fact-filled video. Let me know if you want to see more of these. And yeah, let me know down below. Thank you for watching and have a great day.